Hello everyone and welcome to another part of Genma's Gaming Corner, this time with game Distrust and also a little ship talk about Kinkuni, with which we now complete my top 5 favorite ships, and then we will move on to your requests. So for now, let me introduce you to Distrust, which is survival, a little horror maybe, where you are playing as two survivors after a helicopter crash in this sort of Arctic wasteland, and you are trying to survive and you are trying to get through all these zones here. Of course, it won't be that easy. There are certain things called anomalies which will try to kill you, basically. There's nothing else to it. You have to be careful about your stats, of course. You have to be careful about the anomalies. Each of them reacts differently to heat and light and stuff like that. Some can be killed with light, some can be killed with heat, so you have to take care of these two things. And of course you have to keep an eye out on your survivors. Okay, we have some fuel. And to get out of the zone, you have to first complete a certain task. In the first, it usually is some levers you have to pull, or you just have to do a certain task to open the gate to the next zone. So we will try to do just that, and in the meantime I will talk about Kinkuni, which is, as I said, one of my top 5 favorite ships of all time in Haikyuu. So even in canon, Kinkuni is sort of joined by the hip. They are never too far from each other, and it's usually where is one, the other isn't very far behind. And Kindaichi is more on this nervous, soft, and highly empathetic person, and Kunimi is, on the other hand, more on the lazy side. I don't want to say he's not empathetic or kind or anything like that, but that's more Kindaichi's field of expertise. And people tend to help him because he's such a good guy. So if he gets into trouble, he usually gets out with help of someone else because they just can't help but help him. There is the thing with their middle school that still weighs heavily on them until the time skip match between Jekylls and Adlers, and where Kunimi sort of made peace with it because they didn't do anything wrong. They did what they thought was the best for that moment. And I don't really understand why people blame them for what they did. Because, I mean, I would like to see them. What would they do in their situation? Overall, they are nice people. And yeah, as I said, Kujive is more on the lazy side, which I can identify with. And Furudate themselves said that Kunimi could be invincible if he put in effort, but he doesn't. So he is where he is, but I think he is quite content. So that was canon, and if we move to Fanon, which is why we are all here on this channel, I would say, there's a surprising lack of content for them, because I don't know, we know about them from the very beginning, and yet they are still considered a rare pair, with only about 300 fics for them, solely for them, where they aren't used as a side ship for usually Iwaoi, sometimes Kyohaba. What else do we need to search? Let's think. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, so this is the passage to the another zone. Let's take a look at that to see what we need to do. Yeah, so it's surprising. They are a rare pair. I would expect people to be more onto them, since, you know, we really know about them since the beginning, and they are quite shippable, I would say. They are the perfect example of friends to lovers. Okay, we need a key. They are portrayed as really close, usually in Fanon, which is okay, because they are really close to each other. I would probably call them best friends. And they are usually together in some way or another. They are usually portrayed as with a lot of pining, almost to the same extent as Iwaoi, since it's also childhood friends / friends to lovers. So there is a lot of pining usually. Creatures and man-eaters, yeah. And if I have to pinpoint one thing I really don't like on Fanon, Kindaichi, and Kunimi, that would be innocent Kindaichi. I don't know why everyone has the need to make him out like this very naive character whose innocence is just childlike. Not even childlike. It's even worse. Even worse than Fanon Hinata, which I don't know why. This guy is not an idiot. Especially after time skip. He's an adult. Please treat him like that. The other thing is that Kunimi is also usually portrayed as this always sleepy, always napping somewhere, which, I mean, it's okay. I don't mind it that much. But, like, he's not narcoleptic. You don't have to portray him as that. So yeah, that's, maybe it's just my personal preferences, but I really don't like it, especially the innocent Kindaichi. I hate it from the bottom of my heart. Alright, do we need anything else? I don't know what the office is. There should be a key somewhere, but I don't know what office is. Which is not good, okay. Let's go to sleep, because why not? Maybe it's this thing. So yeah, it might be just my personal preferences, but I really don't like innocent Kindaichi. You may have noticed that if you follow me for a bit longer, because I tried to avoid making him out like that, because I really don't like it. On the other hand, I really like their dynamics, because it's this a bit nervous softie who is very empathetic, with his deadpan partner who is low-key hater, I would say. I wouldn't call Kindaichi high-key hater, but Kunimi is this type that not holds grudges, but is the type to silently hate you to your core, which I find incredibly funny for some reason. For fake potential, I would say they are very similar to Iwaoi in terms of pining and fluff, because they have known each other for such a long time. It's just, yeah. They are very similar to Iwaoi in this regard. And as I said, there's a lot of pining coming from them being close friends, and they are worried that maybe they would ruin their friendship if they confessed. Is it this thing? I don't know. It should be this thing. Let's try it. There's... Oh no, it will be this thing. There's a surprisingly small amount of insecurity in their relationship. Oh no. But yeah, as I said, that can be also my personal preference, because I like insecure characters. Oof. 3, 5, 2, 1. Okay, I messed up. Sorry. Okay, it's not the first one. 1, 6, 3, 7. 7. Yeah, okay, got it. And we can go to another part. And or not so surprisingly, their relationship, especially before they get together, can get really angsty, especially if you put Kageyama into the mix. It mostly doesn't matter in which way, just if you put him there, the Kinkuni relationship can get really angsty. If you are not writing OT3, that's usually another level of angstiness. It can get angsty, but since they are friends, fluff is also very common. So it kind of waits out. Not as much hurt comfort, more in emotional hurt comfort, when they, for example, help each other through the loss in season 2, or through the whole middle school thingy. let's go hide somewhere, because otherwise we will freeze. And overall, the actual hurt comfort is, I think, a bit forgotten feature of their relationship, but hey, that could also be just my own personal preference. In regards to AUs, the most common is college, which is very common for Haikyuu, and also neighbors, which is not that typical, but can be found almost anywhere. And also soulmates, since they are good friends, the soulmates potential is very high. Okay, I will need to find a bed for this guy. And overall there's not many AUs to choose from, since they are literally a rare pair and it's difficult to come across the AUs in such a low number of fakes. So they usually stay in the canon space. But yeah, there's not as much royalty as I would expect, because it's really popular. And bed, come on. Yeah, bed, Ray. There's some fantasy also. You can count there modern magic or classical fantasy, but it's mostly the college. And okay, anomaly. Which one? This is the light one. Okay, this is good. It shouldn't go inside, because this one is getting killed by light. And as long as this thing works, we are safe. So yeah, colleges and neighbors, two typical AUs for Kinkuni. Also, Apocalypse can be really interesting. I know about one artist on Twitter who has an Apocalypse AU for Seijo, and it's really fun. I like it a lot. And yeah, that's probably everything I have to say about Kinkuni. I really like their dynamic of the one person being a bit more nervous and really soft, and on the other hand there is this guy who is just deadpan that will protect the other from others and their own mind, or his own mind in this case. It's really fun to see what you can do with them, because I like to make Kunimi a bit self-conscious about his personality and about him being a bit less affectionate and stuff like that. Surely you noticed, since they were in the first ever video I've made, or second, the first challenge I've ever made. And since then it's kinda only snowballed on it, and in my head they somehow balance each other and support each other in their overthinking, which is, for me, it's really funny. And yeah, that's probably all there is to it. You could notice I really like them. They are in every challenge, because I can't let them stay aside. that's my top 5 ships in Haikyuu, and from now on I will be taking a look on the requests. And I will make a list which I will probably put at the end of this video. And so if you have a ship which you would like me to talk about, all you have to do is ask in the comments and I will put them on the list. As I said before, I don't have any ship that I don't want to talk about, so no matter how rare it is, go ahead. The only ones I probably won't talk about are poly ships, because I don't really understand polyamory. If you are into poly ships, Nerdy Nekoma has a great list of awesome stories with poly ships, so if you want to talk about poly ships, go to her, she's awesome. That's probably it for today. I'm a bit nervous because today is the day when I should be sending the application for remonetization to YouTube, and I'm not sure how that will go, so hopefully it will all work out, fingers crossed. And that's all for today. Thank you for listening to my rambling, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!